Very scared. Okay, I'm gonna welcome.
Nervous.
Don't be nervous. It's gonna be all right. You do a podcast.
Do you want me to look at? I know, but I'm never on the other side.
Yeah, but it's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got Cameron there in the comfort of your own home. Like, we're pals. Yeah, no, you've got it. We've got it. Yeah, no. So I should introduce
Do
ourselves.
your intro, please.
So this is my name. Oh God. Oh my God, what is going to happen today, girls? Okay, no, let's get into it. Okay. My name is Sarah and I'm the host of DM Talks. This is a podcast that aims to promote healing and assist well-being, whether that be physically, mentally or spiritually. Ultimately, we just want to be seen in our entirety, and this podcast hopes to show listeners how multifaceted they are. We're all at the center of our own universe, so why don't we do more to better our own existence? Boom, 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 boom. Hey, welcome back, listeners.
Do we look at the camera?
Yeah, you can look at the camera as much as you like, my love. You can do what you like. So yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute, but I'm excited to get back. I feel refreshed.
Yeah.
I feel ready. I feel very ready. I'm very ready. And I'm really excited
Look at the
today.
bar, how it's fluctuating.
I know, like me and you
We're
talking.
so loud.
Jesus, like, no, everyone's gonna love it. They're gonna love our energy. Yeah. So today I am really excited because I'm joined by one of my best friends, and she's a fellow podcaster.
Hello.
She's a fellow podcaster. Her name, she's a podcaster. She's a waka. She's a badsy bee. She's everything and more. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the mic, Amber Jeffrey.
Hey.
Bop, bop,
It's the one and only.
How
the one
are
and
you?
only. I'm good. We've got our wine.
Yes.
Don't
clink,
judge, guys. Chink, clink, 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 clink. Clink, clink, motherfuckers.
Clink, clink.
It's 3:00 in the afternoon on the Wednesday, but who cares? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're having a nice little time. And like today we're going to get into so many things. Like I'm really excited for this episode because I mean, the world has gone, like the world is mad in general, yeah. And then we got into a pandemic and then rest in power, George Floyd, which was an unarmed black man who died in...
Minneapolis.
I can never say the word right.
I know, Minneapolis.
You say it in an American accent. And since that event, since that murder, there has been an uprising within the Black Matter movement. It's global. It's had such an effect on anyone and everyone. Like you cannot ignore this shit anymore. Yeah. And it made me, at first it made me retreat. At first it made me retreat. I actually haven't really been on social media since Abraham Aubrey.
Yeah.
Just because, like, well, I mean, it's traumatic.
It's
like,
too
why do I
heavy,
need to be online to witness another black man that has
Exactly.
been killed by the hands of white people? Like, I
You
don't agree.
Yeah.
And basically, for this episode, I wanted to talk about anger and vulnerability because I think, like I said, with this movement, it has caused us to retreat. And that's sort of like on top of the fact that we've all retreated anyway because of the pandemic. Like we've all been in lockdown.
Yeah.
We're all in reflective spaces to then be sort of... to then have to like navigate what's happening in society now. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So
shit.
like I wanted to talk about anger and vulnerability with my main girl Amber. With the main girl Amber. But wait, you know what? First, before this, let me ask. Like, tell the listeners what about yourself. You know, give
bit about me.
Yeah, give me a little bit about yourself. A little bit about you.
Well, my name is Amber Lily Jeffrey.
Oh.
Right. I am 23.
Yeah.
23. I am a regular schmegular gal.
Regular schmegular daily gal.
Regular gal. I also which I'm sure we will tie in later with vulnerability, as we spoke about. I lost my mum when I was, oh my God, I was 19 when I forgot how old I was, younger I was. I lost my mum when I was 19. And then on the back of that, I decided to create a page and podcast on Instagram called The Grief Gang.
Bop, bop.
Discussing all things grief and all the taboo things that nobody wants to talk about when it comes to grief. It's, if I say so myself, funny, lighthearted, raw, and it's been the best thing for me and my grief. Yeah, that is me.
Mate, it's beautiful. Like, what you've done with the Grief Gang, like, I see so many people, like... I'm not sure if I even told you this. One time, I was at work, at home. No, in Manchester, I was at work, and I had to do this event where we were working at oh my God, I'm about to... Oh my God, it's just so funny because the thing is, me and Amber were literally talking about how the fuck do we have podcasts when we can't even fucking speak?
We can't string a sentence together.
But anyway, let's move.
That's why they love us.
So basically, I had to do this event at The Botanist, you know?
Yeah.
And anyway, we were talking about podcasts. I said one of my favourites was The Grief Gang. I said that was my friend that organised it, who runs it, etc. And someone knew. Someone knew. Some random person that I met on a work event knew about The Grief Gang. I was like, that's my girl Amber, isn't it?
That's my
girl Amber.
It's been a while,
Sick.
I've been running it since September, early October last year, and to see where it's at current day, and the things that are in the pipeline, and just, I mean, I never started it with the intention of I want to be known, I want to be quote unquote household name or
a public figure, that's what they say. An influencer.
No way. Like people come around, you're an influencer. I said, no, I'm fucking not. I'm just a girl who just wants to talk about a dead mum. That's it. And if that encourages people to talk about their dead loved ones and whatever, and be comfortable with it, then jobs are fucking good in my eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
But obviously,
you're doing it for you first and foremost, and if it helps others, brilliant.
Bang on. That's why I don't really give a fuck if people don't like listening to what I say. So you can log off.
But literally, that's the funniest thing. Like, you got people like, oh yeah, you're doing a podcast, but you know that I'm doing a podcast though. So like, if you don't like what I'm saying,
you can just
leave,
unfollow.
Pause, like, get out.
Touch wood, I've not experienced a troll yet, but I think I don't think people bother to troll me because they know I'll just say like
you say it how it is.
I'd say suck my dick.
Exactly.
It's my page and my podcast and my views only, and if you don't agree with them, then you can unfollow.
But that's why I think
there's 7 billion people in the world. I'm sure you can sign some motherfucking cunt who might agree with.
Oh my God, things are dropping.
It's going off here.
Sort of feeding off of what you just said, I think like it's like I was manifesting this podcast or manifesting this episode, and then me and you, I think it's just so fitting because we do not hide our emotions at all. We wear our hearts on our sleeves, but we also have this language of we say it how it is. We're very forward thinking. Oh, okay, you know, suck my dick and move on. Like, do you know what I mean? We move. Like, do you know what I mean? We move, innit? So I think today, being able, we might even potentially be portrayed as more like powerful. However, that's not the case.
No, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We're, as we're going to talk about today, just because we're powerful, and I'm fine with saying I'm a powerful woman. I know I'm a powerful woman, and that's fine, and I'll own it. But not to say I can be a vulnerable woman too.
100%.
I can be vulnerable.
You're multifaceted, honey.
Yeah, I can be fragile. You know, it's not everyday powerful woman. You know. I don't think a powerful woman would be a powerful woman if she wasn't vulnerable.
Exactly. You need to access those other sides of yourself. You need to explore those facets of yourself because I think it's a little bit limiting otherwise, you know, because like think about all those people that aren't unfortunate, that are unfortunate enough to not be able to express that vulnerability and then it hurts them in another way. Do you know what I mean? Like I even said this on the podcast episode 2 with Kanem, like confidence doesn't just come from who you portray yourselves out to the world, but confidence comes from within. Confidence in the person that you go to bed at night with, you know, like, and I think that's really, really powerful. But let's get on to the podcast.
We'll stop messing around now.
Stop messing around. So the first segment is the divine, and this is where we nominate a good thing that we've seen, whether that's online or offline. So I want to nominate Misha B. right? Misha B, if you guys don't know her, I think her Instagram handle is I am Misha and then _B, if you guys want to follow. So she is a black woman who was actually an X Factor in 2011. She was in the same
Little Mix.
she was in the same like competition as Little Mix. And basically in 2011, she got violated by the judges on stage. They made her out to look aggressive. They said that she was bullying people. It was really, really, really hurtful. It was completely unprofessional. And it was very, very disregarding. But the reason why I want to nominate her for the Divine is that she has come out on Instagram and recently spoke about the events and how it shaped her as a human being, how it shaped her and her mental health. She did like an hour Instagram live and she spoke about that incident in particular, but she also spoke about how the producers and how the contestants sort of tried to push this narrative of bully on her. And that's very common if you're a black woman. Like, it's very, like, it doesn't shock me.
No, it's not.
It doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, like some people were shocked to say, oh, I can't believe the producers were in it. People were like, that's no fucking new news.
Bruv, who's in the media? You can't leave your bias at the door. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. Like, it's very ignorant and very complicit to ignore the weight and to ignore the decision making of these producers. But Misha B, like, she literally spoke for an hour. She spoke about how she had her faith, her family were able to sort of pull her through this journey. And it was also like really empowering how she spoke about vulnerability and like, she said this thing. She was like, I was going back and forth about if I should talk about this because I know it might limit my chances in the future, but then also I'm a black woman. I'm going to make a legacy for black women. Exactly. I'm going to do this for black women. And I just thought it was so beautiful. Like, I completely forgot that she was 19 at that time. And I just think about all the shit that I went through when I was 19, let alone being on TV. And it's not like you're on this reality TV show. You're on X Factor, big X Factor. Everyone can see you. Everyone has watched you be ridiculed on TV. And the hour that she spoke was really, it resonated with me a lot. So I just wanted to nominate her. I want to say you're a G. She's actually from Manchester. How mad is that? I didn't even know that. So maybe, you never know. Maybe I'll rock up to you. Maybe I'll see you soon. Let's speak into existence. Big love. But I just wanted to nominate her. I think you're a G. What would you like to nominate for the Divine?
I don't know. Sarah, I'm not good at thinking these things.
Well, I gave you time to think about it. So.
I know, but I was really tired last night.
Well, what do you want to nominate? Just, I don't know. You can nominate anything and everything. It doesn't have to necessarily be related to the episode.
Ooh.
I'm not going to drink my wine whilst you have a sip.
Can I nominate wine? My saviour.
You can nominate wine and you can nominate something else.
Okay, I nominate wine because it's my fucking saviour in this lifetime and always. I'd like to nominate you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the first time I've been nominated. Thanks, Amber. Why are you nominate? Thank you. The listeners will be like, what the fuck is this bitch on today?
They're going to be like, this is not the Sarah we know.
But anyway, go on. I want to hear this.
Yeah, you want to hear good stuff about you.
Yeah, damn straight.
Like
I'm a G.
You because, I mean, I've known it anyway, but in these last few weeks, your voice has just been like the ripple effect of your voice and your actions, and it's just been it makes me very proud to be your friend. No, we're gonna cry.
Oh, I don't know. I think I might cry.
But I am.
I think I might cry.
I'd like to vote you for the Divine.
Oh my God,
because
thanks.
You don't give yourself enough credit.
Oh my God, thanks.
I know with everything that's going on in the world, it has brought up a lot of stuff for you and a lot of emotion, but the way you've used it to empower and to empower other people to make a change in their lives.
Oh my God, Amber, wow.
It makes me very proud to be your friend and to stand with you at the protest together and holding hands and shedding tears. It was a moment I cannot wait to tell our future children of me and Auntie Sazzy taking on the world's problems together.
Wow. Wow. I didn't expect that, listeners. I didn't hear that. Oh, Amber.
I know where to get people where.
Oh my God. Oh, thanks, Amber. Because the thing is, I just think I'm existing. Like, I keep on saying to people, like, I'm just existing. Like, whether you want to listen to it or not, that's your business, and I hope it helps you. But at the end of the day, I'm only doing things for me. Like,
exactly. That's the part. I think that's when, you know, for both of us, we both started our podcast for us. When you really boil down to it, they started for us, but you don't understand when you start doing something for yourselves, and you take away the narrative of doing it for other people, and you basically stop catering to every other fucking cunt out there, and you start doing things for yourself. That's when people start seeing you in your true, transparent self. Yeah, that's when true. People start falling in love with you. And not like when people fall in love with me. No, but I've got myself a man. but when you're just your true, authentic self, there's no room for people to pick you apart. That's true. Or to break you down, because you're know that you've just been yourself. Like, I don't give a fuck if someone wanted to come on Grief Gang and say, oh, what you're saying is bollocks. I'd be like, no, it's not. But it's my grief and you wouldn't know because it's mine. It's my grief and you wouldn't know because it's mine, and because I've always been true to myself.
Exactly. You're being unapologetically yourself.
Unapologetically me. So that's why, like, if I am ever to come to cost troll, don't fucking troll me now.
Don't send for me because I'll come for you.
But don't send for me, because, to be honest, you're not really going to get a rise out of me.
Yeah. Because like, I'll say what I say anyway.
I said what I said, and I said it with chest.
Do you know what I mean? So, always energy.
So
energy.
I don't care. Yeah, big up the thing, Sassy DM. Yo.
Oh, thanks, my girl. Thanks, my brother. Oh, God. I'm also like, I'm not sure if you're watching on the visuals or not, but I'm here all cute, all blushing and that. I'm just like, stop. And like, no, like, I really appreciate it, because like, actually, you know what? Let's get into it. Let's get into decoding the messes, right?
All right, go on.
Decoding the messes.
Have I got to nominate something else later?
Nah, you're good. You're good.
Fuck!
Decoding the messes, okay? In Decoding the Messes, this is a segment where we unpack something that we think we consider mess, whether that's something online or offline. So because of the uprising of the Black Lives Matter movement, there've been protests around the world, right? Mm-hmm. Me and Amber were able to go to a protest in our own hometown in Windsor, and don't get me wrong, it made me angry, but also it was surreal to me. Like, it was surreal. Tell me about how your emotions on that day.
Yeah, well, but we'll both go into how we felt, because so obviously, I think for one, even just seeing that there was a protest happening in Windsor, which is obviously a predominantly white area. Yeah. And a place where both you and I have experienced things where it was almost just a little bit ironic. Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for.
No, literally, I literally said this the moment we walked into the long walk. It was like, guys, like, even I said the irony. Madison and Thingy were there, and we literally were like, guys, I'm not being funny or nothing. Bearing in mind, there's hardly any black people in Windsor. Going up to them and being like, God, it's quite mad, like. We're seeing discrimination on these streets, and like, and now everyone's saying Black Lives Matter.
Exactly,
it was a bit mad.
I was a little bit like, this is fucking ironic.
Yeah.
And then the more irony of it, put your phone on silent.
Sorry, boo.
The more irony of it was that we were doing it on royal grounds.
Yeah, I mean it's just
guys. I love a royalist. I love a royal wedding. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but you love the celebration aspect.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Slavery, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't like the colonialism. Do you know the imperial?
I'm going to join the
Fucking hell, Amber. I was gonna say, like, maybe you're not the right person for this podcast.
Sorry, guys. But no, when we were walking on it, I was like,
Do you know what you just reminded me of? You know, in that Gogglebox meme, it's like, yeah, not a fucking terrorist.
Oh yeah, we all have a bad boy, don't we? Yeah, but not a fucking terrorist. I'm like, yeah, all right. But the irony of it
oh my God, stop, I'm crying.
We were marching on royal grounds, and I thought, let's wind it back a few fucking 100 years, yeah? Not even that, you know?
Not even that. Nah, not even that. Let's say a couple months when you guys shooed fucking Meghan Markle out the door.
Do you know what I mean?
You bullied Meghan out of this environment. The funny stuff
of that is that, you know, every fucking Tom, Dick and Harry gathered along the long walk when she got married. But lo and behold, after that, they were like, get her out the castle!
Do you know what I mean? Like, where were you now? Where were you when Meghan was crying?
And then now you want to have the
Did you hear her in the castle?
To come on the long walk and shout Black Lives Matter? I think the fuck not.
It's just mad. It's all just a bit mad to me.
I'll give it some light, whatever.
No, you say with your chest,
so that was the irony of it. It just felt, it was quite harrowing, wasn't it? When we walked through the gates and we were there and we saw all the people. It had a really good turnout.
It was a couple hundred people.
Oh yeah, it was a really good turnout. I mean, predominantly white. But it was like, it was harrowing. I found it really harrowing that the place and town where we've been born and raised, educated,
discriminated, disrespected.
You know what I mean? now wants a piece of the pie. Now wants a piece of the pie, a piece of the cake, a piece of the justice. And I was a bit like, okay, I'll roll with it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the speakers started to speak, and too much. She pissed me off. She was fucking annoying, but. I don't know what her name was, but you were annoying, whoever you were. And,
why did it annoy you, Amber?
Because I felt like she was doing it for self-approval.
Yeah, it was like
at the end where I lost my rag.
Yeah.
I felt she was doing it for self-approval, and it was all, my daughter said this, and we didn't think anybody would turn up, and this and that. Don't care who turns up. If you know you're doing it for the thing in your heart, the right reason. It
doesn't matter if it's one person or 1,000.
You march on your own then.
Exactly.
You march on your own then. And then, so yeah, we got there, and obviously social distancing, whatever, that went out the window. But, and then we began to march. And I think the march itself, that was quite empowering.
It was empowering.
That was empowering. And walking alongside, and me and you chanting, and people responding back, and it was very empowering. And then when we reached the end of it,
mate,
that's when it got a bit hairy.
It got a bit hairy, to say the least. I'm not even joking.
Hairy.
So like, we marched to a fucking road. Number one, we're on the long walk. Like, we're on the long walk. Whoever listens to this podcast, Google how long the long walk is. Yeah,
please. We only did half.
We didn't even do half. We did a quarter. Yeah. Like, I was ready to walk. I was ready to go to the couple halls, and
there was so much energy and so much adrenaline that when we were like, stop, it was like, but why? And then, oh my God, and then people started singing. Yeah. So then, we got to the end, and then it was like, we were like, why are we stopping? And we spoke to a copper, and she said, oh, we're going to sing some songs. And we went, oh, are we? Well, like, have you got a singer? Like, it was very unorganised.
It was very unorganised.
And I get, like, with processes and that, you can't really organise, like, fucking hundreds of people.
No, but it's like, there's direction. There's direction.
Exactly.
There's a guidance.
There's a guideline, you know, there's a how to do a protest dummy book, you know. And
you can find all this information. You can educate yourself on how to run a protest, or like, you can understand the principles of it from either history or research, like...
Just fucking go and watch a few other protests, see how it went down, hon.
Pack it in, girl.
And then it was, we're going to sing a few songs. And we went, oh, are we? And someone was like, it's not a fucking performance.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a talent show.
It's not a talent show. So we were like, go on then, what's the first song? Amazing Grace. I thought, you dare ruin this song for me. I love this song. Don't ruin my Amazing Grace. And then it was like, oh, okay, like, who's singing then?
No, it was like, who can sing? No.
And then you know, it pissed me off even more. And I said to you as well. That lady was started walking round and coming up to every black girl, every mixed race girl, and going, oh, I bet you can sing. I said, bro, we're at a Black Lives Matter protest and you're giving me a microaggression. Yeah. You're assuming that I can sing. The irony in
that, like, you're at a Black Lives Matter protest and you're giving me
and you're coming, okay, it might have been a little joke or whatever, but still. But saying, oh, I bet you can sing. Why? What?
Well, because I've got some bass and soul and a voice, and I got the rhythm and the blues.
I said,
like, what the fuck?
I smoke 20 a day, so I definitely ain't got the lungs. I definitely ain't got the lungs for singing, and I sound tone deaf in the shower. So fuck off. I do not sing. And then we carried on that, and it just felt really disorganised. And I thought, oh, like this, the message is getting diluted of why we're here now. And I can see where it may have originally come from to sing a nice song and whatever. But if you actually had a singer in place, that would have been great. But it just went a bit tits up, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it did, to say the least. Like, I don't agree with respectability politics at all. At the end of the march, essentially, there was an organizer who suggested that we all have to record everything, put it on her words exactly, put it on TikTok, put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter, show people how it's done, show people how to protest, how it's done. Excuse me, right? If you meet me with rage, I will meet you with rage. Yeah. Number one, there's not a right way to protest. How dare you say something like that? We have the privilege and the fortune, like we're fortunate enough not having to do all of this madness in Windsor. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So the fact that you are saying, oh, let's put it on Instagram, that's a privilege in itself. Yeah. People record others and then they get shot by a rubber bullet.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Like, people get killed for nothing, and you're telling me, to put on Instagram so everyone can see that we're doing it, but not actually do it.
Not actually do anything.
Like,
exactly.
I just found performative activism really fucking irks me. I think just don't do it. Like, if you want to, just don't do it. There's no point of performing. Either do it with genuinity.
Girl, you're gonna knock that glass over. I think performative is very hurtful. Mm-hmm. Performative is very hurtful in the sense of it's lazy. It's lazy and more so
disingenuine
and more so it's what word am I looking for? Like it's teasing almost. It's teasing.
Yeah, you're right.
It's teasing. So say,
give me a little.
So say if one of our white friends was doing the most but being performative, and you then have a little bit of hope thinking, oh my God, my friend is doing the most, she's standing up, she's using her voice.
You're right.
And then you're teasing me, you dangle it in my face.
Yeah, like, I thought you were different. Oh, wait, no, you're just racist.
I'm going to help you, I'm going to this. But then it's radio silence after a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then that's hurtful because you almost gave a bit of faith into someone.
Yeah.
You gave faith and you gave hope and you gave chance to someone.
You're right.
And then it again swept under your feet, and you're like, well, back to square fucking one.
You're completely right. The only thing that I say to like counter that is that it just shows you how much you cannot control people's reactions. Like, we were even talking about this earlier before we started podcasting. Like, as long as I've set my intentions clear, and as long as I've find something within myself, or satisfaction within myself, that's all I can take from it. And I think it's very deflating when you're met with a quote unquote ally who is.
Or you think has the same belief.
Well, it's a false truth, isn't it? Yeah. It's a false narrative. Yeah. Because the thing is, it's frustrating because with what we're seeing on the news, with my own experiences, we get so much rage and so much anger from discrimination when we should be simply allowed to exist. Yeah. We're allowed to be human beings. We're allowed to be people. So I'm learning now how I can sort of, I guess, use the rage for myself. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't you find it mad how, like, essentially we can get angry from loads of external things, but at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to work on that anger on our own.
But I didn't fucking ask for it, but now I dealt with it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes, like when you just said now, just saying about I just want to exist, stuff like that. Do you feel like with that conversation, especially right now, where, as me and you both know, our inboxes are blowing up with people dropping in, and a disclaimer, I know it's out of a good place, but it's exhausting.
Yeah, it is. It's
and
so
do you
exhausting.
feel like sometimes it's not everyday race for us?
Oh. 100%.
Sometimes I don't want to just keep talking about injustice.
No, I honestly.
Sometimes I want to talk about the new nail varnish. I just got my nails done.
But that's the truth, and that's the point. It's like the fact that, okay, so let's say I'm a black woman we're both black women in media. Yeah. Maybe this time 10 years ago, the only stories that we could have spoken about were black stories because they would have helped us. It's like, oh, black news, a black person, there you go.
Yeah.
However, like, Yeah, maybe I want to talk about my nails. Maybe I want to talk about this new tarot card that I like found out about. Maybe I want to talk about astrology. This is what the whole podcast is about.
Yeah.
I am a human being. I have a right to be multifaceted. You want to see me by just my blackness, that's your business. But with it's not every day. Not every day. I have the right to live just as much as you.
I have a right to talk about other things.
Exactly.
And a right to enjoy. But I don't enjoy talking about race and fucking oppression.
No, but
I have a right to be passionate.
Exactly.
About something else. Do you know, really put it into really great context. Oh, look at Jasper.
Oh. I'm going to take a picture.
Sorry, my dog looks well cute right now.
I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to upload it.
He's got his turkey. Oh, his eyes are open now. Look. He was like, bitch, you've taken photos. Candice Brathwaite.
Oh, I love you, Candice. I love you so much.
Please
I love
listen.
you.
I'm gonna speak into assistance. I want you as a guest one day.
I love her. I love her
so much.
She's honestly one of those funniest people ever. Like the way that her book's blowing up.
So
oh my god, no, honestly, like she's literally goals. Like I literally look at her. I look at her Instagram like twice a day, minimum.
It's just so
inviting.
Yeah,
it's inviting. It's empowering. Warm. But that's the thing. Like, and she is an example of someone who is just existing. And she's just existing. This is what not everyday trauma, not everyday malice, not everyday. Well, not saying that she is malice, of course. No, I just hit the mic. But like in the sense of like she's literally existing, whether she's talking about issues that have been so harmful to her, or where she's talking about she just got a new dress and she wants to look cute. I love Candice. I love her.
And she put it really great into a stories one day, and she said.
Oh, I keep on.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's just as long as it keeps. Yeah, she's just fritting guys, thinking it's not recorded. She put it really great. She put, for some of you, this is like day 3 of shock factor.
Yeah,
opening your eyes shut. For some of us, it's day 4,000 fucking whatever, however old they are from many days it is since they've been born.
But no, how many days since they were first reminded that they were black,
and that is essentially wrong.
Yeah.
And she said, so she said, a lot of you have probably found my Instagram page through a lot of promotion on my book and about speaking about black women and pregnancy and the injustices.
And the disproportionate rate that black women are getting killed at.
And when they have children. And she's like, if you found me via that source of someone saying this is an empowering black woman, follow her for this and that. She went, great, like, welcome. She's like, but babes, I've got to get my bag. Yeah. I've got to get my check. So,
100%.
So please don't be surprised when I throw a little ad here or I do, or if I talk about something other than fucking race.
100%.
Because I'm living my life.
Why is it my responsibility?
I'm so glad that she's put that, because I feel like, even like for me a little bit, like where I've been vocal on the page and stuff, I feel there's almost is a responsibility. And I think we will always carry that as Not like I say responsibility because it's not our fucking responsibility.
No, but it's like the fact that we have a platform to communicate this information. And Colette, she said it perfectly. She said different people have different audiences. So if we're like giving the same message and it's being consistent, and that means more people are going to get the right message.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
And it's like, I've been pushing and amplifying, and I will absolutely always. But then almost in the same time, where there's something, if I want to talk about something different on the Grief Gang, I feel like there may be like a judgment of, well, she's mixed race, why is she not talking about it? Because I just want to live too.
I want to exist too.
I want to exist. And
like,
it's not that I don't want to talk about it. I'd like to talk about this too.
No, honestly, like I'm not sure if people on this podcast or whoever listens to it knows this, but I was on Humans of London, and that was literally my closing statement. It was like, if what I do helps people, fabulous. Yeah. But I just want to exist. Like, don't call me a role model because I'm not.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not your martyr.
I'm not your martyr.
I'm not your role model.
I'm not your messiah.
Yeah, I'm not your anything. Like, I'm just existing. I'm cute.
Existing. I'm hashtag cute.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm just existing, and I'm talking about things that affect me.
Yeah, and if those things cause me anger, I'm going to translate that anger. Yeah. I'm going to show you that anger. Like, if you're not going to hear it, you're going to see it. Yeah. And if you're not going to see it, you're going to hear it. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. What is your relationship with anger? And that's a really bit of a deep question, but there you go.
That's a multifaceted question.
There you go, girl. I want to hear it.
Do you mean present day?
Yeah, and we'll talk about with you when you're younger as well.
Are we talking about in terms of race or just in general life, in terms of mum?
We're talking about it. So I want to know your relationship with your anger now, and also about the relationship with your anger with your mum. Well, not with your mum, but like, I guess with grief as well, because that's like an unset. Because that's the thing. Because
I know grief and anger are best mates.
Yeah, tell me about grief and anger. Tell me about grief and you.
Oh God, well, I'm a Taurus before I disclose. So this all makes sense.
Stubborn gal.
Stubborn bitch. We need some more wine in a minute. We'll have to take a little tea break and have wine. My relationship with anger, I mean, you knew me before Mum died.
Yeah.
Would you say I was an angry person?
I wouldn't say you're... I'd say you're mouthy. You're very mouthy. You're a mouthy girl. You always have been.
True.
But like, you've always been like, what they say? Oh, yeah. You've always been like that.
True.
But like,
Punch
I'd say... What did you just
Punch
say?
a cunt,
Oh
yeah.
my God, Amber. People are going to be like, oh my God, swear. No, I'm joking.
Swearing.
But,
Come on, we're all adults here.
But I'd say you're a mouthy. I'd say that you're very like... You don't hide yourself. You show yourself all the time. You do not hide your feelings at all.
Yeah.
But I also think that's very admirable, because if you know someone never hides their feelings, you know that they're always been consistent.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
true.
I always knew where your head was at because it was so obvious.
Well, I say it. I'm the guy with my head's fucked at the moment.
But I think when after your mum passed, it was hard. Like I think it might have been harder for you to translate.
Yeah, because it's all feelings that these were all alien feelings to me.
Yeah.
So before Mum, I would say I was quite mouthy still to stay, but I would say I was quite in tune with my anger. I didn't really. There wasn't really much to feel angry about.
Yeah. So let's say if there was anger, you could recognize it, but you could also deal with it.
Yeah.
But then when you have all
even
this,
saying that, if I was faced with something that would really make me angry, I don't know if I would have had the tools to address it.
Okay. And what would you identify as tools?
Like language.
Okay.
Like language, expressing it.
Fair. I completely understand that.
Resources, out everything. And then when Mum died, so disclosed, my mum died of a heart attack, so it was very sudden.
Mate, it was
wild.
It was crazy.
It was 4 years next week.
Shit.
Next week.
Fuck.
25th.
Yeah, 25th. I remember because I was going on holiday the next day and I heard the news and I came round your house and I didn't even realise that it was near where I was.
Yes. Yeah.
That
it was.
fucking shook me.
And she had a heart attack on the Friday and she died Friday morning and died on the Saturday morning. So just those 24 hours.
It was fucking
not
crazy.
Even, it was just wild, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was mad.
And there wasn't time to process anything. It was just...
Not at all.
It was just...
It was so immediate.
Be with her, stay with her, talk to the doctors, let's look long term.
Yeah.
And then she passed away. And then just between when she passed away to September was all just like a blur. I mean, and I pushed nearly every fucker away from me, with who, and just...
Sorry.
We're trying not to name drop. I bet everyone's listening to this thinking, oh, it's really sad. You're talking about my dead mum. And then we're going...
and then you're like, hey, wait. Go.
Oh, everyone needs to watch the visuals on this.
Oh, my God. I'm not going to lie. This is why I love it. Sorry, come on.
Sorry. We digress.
No, honey, why are we apologising? It's our own podcast.
I know, true. We do what we want.
We do what we want. Gang shit. We're drinking. I'm going to bring more wine.
Go and get the wine. Get the oh, no, you sit down. I'm hosting. Oh, fuck me. Guys, sorry if you're listening. She's gone to the fridge and she's got wine. She's drinking rosé. I'm drinking white. It's 3:45 on a Tuesday. Oh, look at him.
It'll be all right. Hi, Jasper.
He's like,
do you want lemonade and all?
Yeah, I'll have a little dash. I'll have a dash. Why, thank you, sir. All right. Don't drown it out. Well, taste the shit. Refreshing, guys.
We're doing well. I'm not being funny, but remember when you start a podcast and Remember when you start podcasts?
I wish all my guests were like this.
Do you remember when you'd start podcasts and you were like, oh yeah, and then this happened and this happened, and I was like, what's going on?
I thought it was the wine. I'm dropping everything. Guys,
I've got
this is
nothing left.
Put it on the table. Put it on the radiator.
No, look. It's going to fall
it.
anyway.
You don't need it. You don't need it. You're, you're an
an
untrusted child. Fuck me.
You love it.
Anyway, back to talking about my dead mum.
So, no, let's go through this. Okay, so
then obviously she passed away and back to the sad stuff. And even Jasper's tired of my shit. He's yawning. He's like, he talks about this all the time. And I didn't, and obviously I pushed said people away, and I didn't know how to. I was just obviously so devastated and so riddled with grief that I was like, these emotions that I've got floating in my mind, body, soul, just like they're alien to me, and I don't know how to process them or to explain them to the people that I love.
Translate those feelings.
Translate them without it being fuck you.
Because that's the
I'm
thing.
fucking angry at the world.
Yeah.
And I'm pissed off at everybody because you don't understand me.
Yeah.
And you're never going to understand me.
Because I haven't experienced it.
Because you haven't experienced it. And then when I'm not not getting the answers that I wanted or thought I should have received, it was like, well, fuck you then. You don't have to be in my life. And from that, when Mum died, it's like the first year anniversary, it was a very angry year. And I'll never, passion, that's passion really. When I started Grief Gang and I did my first episode, and I asked myself the questions that I will always ask my guests, and one of the questions is, what would you say to the previous you? Chef's kiss to the wine. What's one thing you would advise or say to younger you? And I said, don't be so angry at the world, Amber. It's not the world's fault or anybody else's in it. Mum died. It's just one of those really shit things of fucking life that happened to you and your family, and nobody is to blame for it. But don't get me wrong, that was a long road to recovery.
I was going to say, like, give yourself, it's that whole thing of, like, you've only been able to make that comment after your perspective.
Oh, my God.
Right?
And tell me, with that, what came with that perspective was a lot of loss of friendship, of family, I've had a lot of losses, not from my mum, in between that.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's mad,
I
honestly.
fall out with every cunt.
Like, honestly, it's actually mad how much, like, death as a transition exposes so much.
Oh, my God.
And I only learned that through your podcast. Well, I mean, I learned that through you as in, like seeing things.
Seeing things, yeah.
But I did not really, like, it's not just the person who dies.
Oh, no.
It's not just the person who dies. And it's, like, the thing is, I can only say that now after being your friend for so long, but also witnessing everything that's happened and even having that sort of, I guess, not mature, but that perspective with you and been able to see it in others, you know?
Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, grief and death definitely ages you. Yeah. For one. I mean, depending your circumstance. I mean, I was 19, I had to grow up very quick.
No, but that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. No individual should have to go. Like, it's horrible. No person should have to go. Like, even though everyone has to go through it. The fact that you were so young, you were forced into independence. You just catapulted. You had no choice.
Overnight.
It's like when people are like, oh, you're so strong. I had no choice to be. I had to be strong. I had to be strong.
And what we'll talk about, isn't it? Is a thing of that. Oh, you're so strong, Amber. I don't know how you do it. I said, but I have no other choice.
Exactly. And then we're black women.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I had no choice, but I say. Some people say to me, yeah, but you did have a choice. But in my mind, no, I didn't have a choice. I had no choice but to go back to work. My mum died on Saturday, and I went back to work on the Thursday.
That's mad.
I had no choice but to go back because in my head, I thought, it's now just me and my brother. Yeah. And we have to keep this roof over our head. Yeah. Our dad is in the picture, but it's our home. Yeah. We have to keep this roof over our heads. I have to go. Although my brother, he did a lot. He didn't ever ask for like, putting into bills straight away.
Yeah.
He was, and for my brother went back to work on the Monday.
That's actually crazy.
Back Saturday, he had one day off and he went back to work on the Monday.
That's mad.
He's like, I have to provide.
That just shows you how fucked up this capitalist society is.
Do you know what I mean? Because for a lot of companies and stuff, you get grievance day, for a parent, it's literally something stupid like paid bereavement is like 2 days.
That's mad.
Wild. Obviously, depending your relationship with your.
But how can you measure that? Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Did you say with your boss?
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say with your the deceased.
No.
And I was like,
no, that is too.
Are you serious?
So say if you're for like mum and dad, it's I want to say 2 to 3 days. I think for sibling, it gets littler and littler as the connection goes on.
Yeah, mate, that's so fast.
It's not like a standard for anyone you lose in your life. Like, I've had a bereavement, you get X, Y, Z. It's judged on the relationship.
And that's the thing, you can't even quit your job because it was literally like...
It was a brand new job for me. I was like, it's my first big job in the airport. I was like, Mum saw me get it. She was so happy. So gassed.
I've never, she was literally jumping. She was so
I was like,
sweet.
No way can I go and piss this down the fucking drain.
It's mad how you had to find that strength.
I know.
And the thing is, like, it's not the fact that you had to find that strength. The strength was already in you, but the fact that you had to access it so quickly.
Activate it.
Yeah, you had to activate it so quickly just to get go.
Yeah. And then that's why, like, in a way, some people say, I think you going back to work was too early. And I can see why some people might think that, but for me, it was a godsend because in a way, I just got to be Amber.
Yeah.
I just got to be Amber. I didn't have to be the girl whose mum just died.
Yeah.
Half these people didn't know me.
Yeah.
I could just exist. I could just exist.
Well, I guess it's that.
And then, but in a way, but then with time, I started creating friends and I started letting people know, my mum. So I had to tell some people. So they were like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, mum died." I remember one conversation I had with a girl, and she said, "Where you been?" And I'm not seeing you for like a couple of days. And I just in the sheer numbness of what I was like, I was just like autopilot. I went, "Yeah, my mum died."
Yeah.
And the look on her face, I feel awful about it to this day because the way I just went, and just offloaded it on her. She was like probably thinking, I was probably just sick for a few days.
Yeah.
I know my mum died. She was like, whoa, but that was how I programmed.
No, but
it became.
But you're on autopilot.
I'm on
you're
autopilot.
literally
I'm just surviving.
You're surviving. You're literally working through your body. Like you're literally, have I eaten? Have I slept? Have I showered? Have I this? That's all the things that you care. I think I actually spoke about this on the last episode of Tanisha because people don't realise how hard it is to get out of bed and brush your teeth when you're in the lowest of lows.
Oh my God.
And that's all that you had to focus on during that time because it was so hard for you.
That was like my only get up and go, and it was like my job. And I love to have my family and stuff, but if anyone knows, when you've been in those really deep places, you think, no, even the love of your family and friends, it isn't enough. Yeah. It really isn't enough. And...
because you want what was taken from you, but you can never have it.
You can never fucking have it.
The thing is, uncertainty is scary, but the certainty of death and grief, that is, like, it's irreversible. You can't, like, that's why I, like, encourage or advocate anybody, like, just respecting the space that they hold for someone when they're grieving. Yeah. Because anything could happen. Like, any day, every day is like... is day one. Do you know what I mean?
It is, and sometimes you can be every day. Sometimes day one, and I speak from a place of where I feel like not every day is day one for me now. Yeah, I say I'm at peace with mum's death, whatever, but there's days where it catches me off guard. And it's like, oh God, that really did happen to me and my family. Yeah, that's a bit wild. But I like to think now. Tailing back to anger, instead of letting that really angry feeling of being really pissed
when
off
enraged, that one that takes over,
where anyone can get it,
literally,
where anyone who comes in my thing, in my space, even if they've done nothing wrong, I'm just angry, and I want you to know that I'm angry, and I'm angry at you even though you've done nothing wrong. I like to think that now I can recognise that anger, it's not really anger, it's just grief.
Okay.
Grief. and it's grief has many faces.
Yeah, of course.
I think grief has many faces, and grief
because it's something that will follow you for the rest of your life. It's not like you can't.
There's a quote that really has always sat with me.
Yeah, no, get the quote up.
And I posted it. And I read it, and I was like, "This is so me. Like, it's just so me."
Because that's the thing. Like, you know how people like one thing that used to piss me off, like. And I'm sure it's obviously same for you, of course. But it's that whole like, oh, it gets better with time.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't get better with time. It like, literally, I get better at adjusting.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's like it is true about the stuff with time. Things change within time, of course. But using the term better, it's just
loaded language.
Yeah, you mould with it. You learn to live with it, and you learn how to control it.
Okay.
And you learn to recognise that, like I just said, of this is anger. What's this angry feeling? What's happened today? Have I seen something that's triggered me about Mum?
So you've challenged it enough, but you've also provided that safe space to sort of grow from that anger. You've actually like, I saw. So after I was watching Misha B's Instagram live, she was like, I'm going to use it as a catalyst for my greatness.
Exactly.
And I was like, wow.
Use it to fucking vault you. Like...
It's okay. So I know you're gonna show me this quote. Oh yeah, show me the quote first.
I sat with my anger long enough until she told me her real name was grief.
Wow,
powers in it.
That is actually really powerful.
Powers, and it's so true. That's what it is. And then it's actually when you actually sit back and you think, or if someone is to actually say to you, and I've had many conversations with people who've spoken to me and they're like, I'm just so angry, and I'm like, but babe, don't you realise that anger actually is just grief?
Yeah.
It's just fucking deep-rooted, heart-aching grief.
Yeah. And now I have not an excuse, but I have an environment or a situation to expose it.
Yeah.
To show it, to portray it.
And to not say, do you know what? Yeah, I'm really pissed off at the fucking world that my mum or whoever died. People go, yeah, I've been there before. It's fine. But instead of letting it engulf you, you need to learn to recognise when it's creeping up on you. Yeah. And I definitely can recognise when it's creeping up on me now. Like when I was 16, it was that whole thing of hurt people. Yeah.
So like if you were rude to me, I'm coming for your head. Yeah. Like if you disrespected me, I'm coming for you. Yeah. Like I am vocal about like things that happened to me. So I guess. Well, no, actually, you know what? Then, when I was 16, I wasn't. Yeah. I was vocal to my close friends, but I didn't like, I let them know that I was struggling, but I didn't, like, completely give them detail of how much I was struggling. Yeah. So when people used to come for me, it was like a double disrespect. Yeah. Because it was like...
Fuck you.
Like, you're aware that I'm not feeling the best, but now you want to give me nonsense as well. Now I have to come twice-fold. Now I have to come twofold because I'm coming for your head. Yeah. And it's mad because... I used to be so angry when I was younger. The rage would take over me, like to the point where I'm shaking, or the point that like it's really affecting my body, like affecting my space. In fact,
it's a horrible place to be.
That's the thing with anger as well. Like I'm speaking from my own experience, but like I had to check my anger. I had to check it because I was just dragging people left, right, and center. It wasn't pretty. And the thing about dragging culture, it makes you feel good. Dragging someone is egotistical. You're dragging someone. You're like, let me. I know it's fun to lightning down here.
I'm gonna shut the window. We're gonna get drenched in this.
Yeah, no, go for it. But like, yeah, basically, I was saying that dragging culture is so egotistical. It is basically like you feel good from dragging someone.
You do, yeah.
And
you're like, serve that bitch.
And it's weird how that's not going to do anything for your greater self. That's not going to do anything for your higher self. However,
you think,
in that moment, I want to destroy you.
Yeah.
Because
or
hurt you. And literally, so that happened to me when I was younger. Let me tell you now. With dragging, I think it's egotistical, but I also think that it's limiting. Because when you drag someone, there's not really an end goal besides you
hurting someone.
Like, what can you gain that's going to better you? Like, what are you going to learn from dragging someone?
Yeah.
Like, it's not constructive, is it?
Yeah.
Basically, with, let's say, the way that I process anger now, or let's say my transition from when I was moving mad up until who I am today, I think going to university really shaped my understanding because, like I said, we're black women, right? So regardless of the anger that we feel, the anger is still going to be projected onto us because we're stereotyped as aggressive. We're stereotyped as we're having a chip on our shoulder. You know, all these common tropes that are fed to black women, which are completely invalidating of the fact that we're human beings. Like, why can't you see me in my entirety? Why can't you see me as a full person that can access these forms of emotions? You know?
Yeah, that just black women are just only strong and that they're not allowed to feel any other emotion.
Like, it's
they're perceived
strong, sassy, aggressive.
Strong, sassy, independent.
Oh, that's the word. You're an independent, strong black woman.
Strong black
yes, and you can go
suck my penis. Like, because as we spoke before, and tying this in with grief for me, I feel like there's times where after I lost my mum that it was very much expected of me to just be strong.
Yeah.
And it was a very much the running theme comment of be strong, you're strong, you can get through this. And in a way, when people would say that to me, that it was almost as if like that is the only space that you are holding for me.
That's the only facet that you're allowing me to show.
That's the only. And then when I get to my boiling point where I'm like, I can't be strong, and I show that I'm not being strong, it's a fucking shock horror to everybody.
It's like, wow, you're shocked that I'm a person.
Yeah, you're shocked that
go figure.
That I have this sadness inside of me, or this vulnerability. And whereas I know for point blank, when I come across a white female feeling the exact same things as me, she is showered with take the time, feel what you need to feel. It's okay to feel low. And it's a bit like, why was I not invited to
why
that?
am I not worthy?
Why am I not invited to show my vulnerability? Why am I not given
the opportunity to showcase this emotion?
Yeah.
And this is why I think anger and vulnerability come in hand, because a lot of people are angry because they're hurt, and hurt is a form of vulnerability. I am, to be fair, slowly and surely I'm able to be vulnerable with others. Like, if anything, I think when I was younger, I really, really struggled asking for help.
Yeah.
I really, really struggled asking for support because I didn't know if I was going to get it. Because I was so used to, why are you crying? What are you doing? What is this? What is that?
Yeah.
Like, people questioning me, people challenging me on my behaviors. Like, oh my God, I always remember this one time, I was at boarding school and these teachers were going for me. And I literally was having a panic attack.
Yeah.
So I had a panic attack in front of these two teachers and they were like, stop that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Can you imagine, right? A 14-year-old black woman having a panic attack because she's being attacked by these two people that are supposed to be people in power, people who have a duty of care.
Yeah.
I'm having a panic attack. And you're telling me what are you doing?
Yeah, suck it
Why
up.
get over it? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's disgusting.
Not holding the space for you to feel what you need to feel.
Exactly. I have a right, as any much as as those 14-year-old people that were in the same class as me, to be upset, to be her. But the fact that you only see this black figure, and because it doesn't cross-reference from what you think is, then you think it's wrong. Now you're mad. You're mad, and I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. And they're faced with, I'm used to seeing strong, black, sassy, independent women.
Or
you're faced with a woman who is, yes, those things, because you are.
Yeah.
But there is another side to me that is vulnerable, that is fragile. And
100%.
She should be equally as
respected
and accepted into the room as the strong woman.
It's frustrating because it's like as children, women in general, they're more allowed to explore their femininity than other people that don't identify as women, right? But because we are black women, we are portrayed to be aggressive, sassy, like a hindrance. But that's not fair. Like, how do we trust, right? How do we trust when everywhere that surrounds us wasn't made for us?
Yeah.
How do you trust this? How do you trust?
How do you
Because
trust the
no
system,
matter if you deal with it in your personal life or your cultural life, or you walk into institutional settings, these are more boundaries. These are more obstacles that we have to navigate being vulnerable or being angry.
Yeah.
Because you can't leave that sort of emotion at the door.
No, not at all. Everyone has that fucking... How can you... There's a lot to say on it, isn't there? There's a lot to...
Unpack,
yeah, that's the word. And divulge. It's this narrative of... of that, yeah, black women are perceived as strong, and I feel like I most relate with it when it comes to my grief and being vulnerable in that. And then when I'm not invited to be vulnerable or to be accepted as, okay, yeah, maybe I'm struggling, as my white said peers, pisses me off because I'm like, if I'm sad, I'm sad. Why do I not have that invitation to be openly sad and to not be brushed aside? And then when you become angry, you then fall into the angry black woman narrative.
Oh, mate, literally, like I said this to my friend. It's like, because I choose not to shrink my emotions means that I'm going to confirm all of your opinions, right? Because I choose not to cater to your idea, I choose not to conform to your standard. That means that I'm going to confirm every single thing. I described it in my dissertation as a double-bound dilemma.
Yeah.
Because what can you do?
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. Because it's a double-edged sword. Like I remember this one time. I was in my feelings. And at the time I was talking to someone, and I was so hurt and I was so sad, and I just wanted to tell them about it and be catered. Like, do you know what I mean? I just wanted to be nurtured. I wanted to be like cared for. I just wanted the person that I was talking to like be there for me. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you're being so aggressive. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me." And it honestly broke my heart. Like, people don't realize, being black women, if you're being told that you're aggressive by someone that you truly, truly care about, that is
heartbreaking.
Fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It honestly, it disrupts your soul, because it's like, oh, you only see me as this black woman. You don't even see me as a person. You don't see me as a person capable of all these fucking emotions. You see me as just this angry narrative.
Yeah.
And because you see me as that, there's no winning. I'm not chasing you for that.
No, yeah.
I'm not
going to chase you to
show you who I am
as a human, and that I have feelings. Mate, it's fucking... Oh, shit. This scared me.
What the fuck was that?
It was the air freshener. Just wiggle the mouse.
Oh, yes.
Just so you see where we are.
Of course.
Cool.
You spoke about something earlier that I want to go back into, and you said about not having the language to translate your feelings. And I think that's really important, especially as black women. You were there. So when we went to the protest in London, I wrote my sign, and my sign said, "My rage doesn't need to be eloquent to be heard."
Yeah.
I think this is a statement that is digestible by anyone.
Yeah.
Because I just think about, if I had, when I was younger, when I was going through shit, when I needed to be vulnerable but didn't have the space to be, just imagine if I had that one person that looked out for me when I was younger, that gave me the information, the resources to sort of translate these feelings. It would have made me find hope quicker. Yeah. And regardless of who you are, it was a lot easier holding on to hope as a child.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially, like, as you grow up, you realize the world is actually more West than you actually think it is. And whether it's racism or other forms of discrimination or poverty or the environment, like, there's always something that you're like,
that
fuck.
happens,
Like, this is actually so much more worse than I genuinely
really
thought.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you take your child goggles off and you put your adults one on and you're like, oh, fuck, this is how it goes.
Yeah, like it disrupts you. It disrupts your whole being, your sense of self.
Yeah.
And like there's like an awakening shift in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm fortunate, we're both fortunate that we have the creative outlets, or we have the support system that we have to be able to explore that, and we're now better despite of it. Like in face of adversity, we're literally flourishing.
Yeah.
Which is fucking empowering. It's beautiful.
And I think, like, going back to, as you said, like talking about the language, I think for me, finding that language, when I think, I mean, the whole storyline of Grief Gang came from trying to go to counselling and it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, this doesn't fit for me.
Yeah.
I was like, but
that must feel like such a mad experience as well, because it's like, oh yeah, you need help, let's go to therapy. But therapy shit. Like, what do you do then?
Well, yeah, because what we've always been taught is that therapy and counselling is what, quote unquote, fixes you and, you know, sorts your issues. That's what we've been spoon fed from a society.
But I think that is counselling at its most basic level. Yes, like with me, with my psychology degree, with me.
I know that if I had a really good counsellor and therapist, I just had a really shit time with fucking counsellors and dog shit. But I know that if I found a good one, which I know there are good ones out there, it could have been a different story.
100%.
But it's not the case of that you can't have, I say not a few bad apples, but it's a thing of counselling is like dating. And finding that fit, and finding
that is such a good analogy.
Yeah, it's like dating, and you know, you go on a date, you might not vibe with them.
How bad is that? You're going on a date with someone that you're exposed your whole life to in an hour,
exactly,
and then they're like, "Oh yeah, time's done." Excuse me.
You're like, what? I have more to say.
I'm only actually on age 14 of my the story of my life.
Yeah, and we've got fucking years, boo.
Yeah, I've got trauma.
Yeah, I got trauma, And it is, you have to find the right fit. And for some people, that can take a long while. And to keep going, it requires a lot of persistence. For me, it wasn't. I was
a lot of resilience.
Oh my God, mega resilient.
As well.
And especially for me, it took me such a long time to even acknowledge that I needed help. And acknowledge that, okay, actually, Amber, maybe you can't deal with this shit on your own.
Okay.
And then when I finally reached for it and it didn't work for me, I was like, well, what the fuck is this? And I was like, I feel like I'm just back at square one again. I've got all these emotions, all this anger in me, and I don't know how to use the right words or the right actions to display it healthily.
Yeah.
What do I do? And then, I mean, yeah, Grief Gang was born.
Gang.
It really, people ask me, I think it's like some really long-winded story.
Yeah, they think it's deep, and it's like, nah.
Deep. I just said I went to counselling, it was shit, and I thought, if I can't find that voice, I'll be that voice.
No, it's mad that you, honestly, like, I'm still blown away from that analogy, because, like, I'm very specific about what I need and what I want in a therapist. Like, I even said this before, like, I want, like, so... Yeah, I go to therapy. I'm currently in a therapist with a black woman, but I needed it to be a black woman because I'm not dealing with going to therapy, talking about my racial-based trauma, and a white person being like...
and not feel resonated to, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is, it's like, honestly, I'll go on a different tangent. So basically, I went to the doctor for an appointment 2 years ago, whatever. My doctor was Southeast Asian. She was young. Like, she literally, like, had been out of uni maybe, like, a year, you know? She was amazing. She was amazing. I told her things and she was like, oh my God, Sarah.
Yeah.
And she just got it.
Yeah.
She just got it. It just resonated with her. She didn't even need to be black to understand how cultural influence in a white area is so influential on someone's character.
Yeah, of course.
And she just got it.
Yeah.
And literally, since her, it's made me really appreciate where I allow myself into, or what opportunities, how I can sort of orchestrate what I know, what serves me the best.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds a bit mad to anyone, but like, going to a black therapist and talking about black issues that someone's gonna get is just so, like, it's not even relieving. It's just,
Yeah.
Like, you're just talking, innit?
Yeah.
Like, but let's say if I was talking to my white therapist, but what does that mean? What does white
Yeah,
fragility
it's
mean?
just-
What does
yeah.
respectability politics mean? What does this mean? What does, colorism? What's that? Do
Then
you know what I mean?
it means you.
It's just dumb.
Well, then it completely takes away from the fact of you releasing to then you being now an educator.
I'm educating now.
Yeah, I'm now the fucking teacher of the session when I just wanted to come and just
Be.
offload
Exactly,
and just get
exist.
some shit off my chest. But now I have to divulge to you what this all means. No, I need you to tell me what this all
Exactly.
means.
Like, at the end, so that's another reason why I'm so specific on what kind of therapist I want.
Yeah, of course. You have to be choosy. It is just like dating. You're choosy. You need to be picky. You need to cut ties when you need to cut ties. And if the therapist is any decent human being, there will be no resentment or no hostility.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To when you say, actually,
actually-
I don't think you're the one for me,
Mate, it
and
breaks.
you say goodbye, and they'll be like, that's completely fine. Like, there is nothing personal in this.
It actually breaks my heart when I hear horror stories about therapists.
I know,
Because it's
I
like, you
know.
actually, so like you, regardless if you've gone from a national health service or you have gone through like your private,
yeah.
you've gone to seek help, yeah?
Yeah, you've done
gone to seek
it.
help. And now the person who's meant to help you is now disharming you.
Yeah.
How fucked is that?
That's exactly what
The
mine
sense-
was.
yeah,
That's
but-
exactly what mine
But the
was.
sense
And it was
of
like,
conflict that one must feel.
well,
during
no,
that
but no, it
moment.
is. It's a thing of you finally, I mean, if you're a very like prideful person, I say like I am, I'm quite prideful, I'd say. So for me to even acknowledge that I needed help and to say, oh God, yeah, Amber, you can't do this on your own.
Yeah.
And you might actually need somebody. That in itself was like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, knock to the system. And then reaching for it and thinking, okay, I've done the hard part, I've acknowledged it,
Yeah.
I've said I need help.
Yeah.
And then little did I know that even fucking finding a therapist would be a whole nother fucking ball game.
Another
Be a
obstacle.
another
Another
obstacle of
obstacle.
finding somewhere to fit.
Actually, you know what? This is a great moment to shout out that. So if you're in the Black or Asian community, even though I fucking hate saying that,
Bame.
like bame. There's this thing called BATNM. Like, let me double check it actually. So like, I'm not giving you false information. But let's say if you want a therapist and you want a Black or Asian therapist, you can search on what's closest to your area. So let me just shout that out before, because I honestly I think it's a really good service. I mean I've used it before. People have helped me.
Yeah.
And if you are, oh my goodness, I searched it. It's like Batman model
I was thinking what that was.
therapy. Oh, I can't find it now. Where is it?
Link it in the
Black Asian. I think it's called BA. Oh yeah, okay. So it's www.BAATN.org.uk. That's the Black African and Asian Therapy Network. I'll repeat it again. BAATN.org.uk. And basically you can find a therapist through there. You can also, it's not just like therapy for students, it's therapy for anyone and anyone. They even do group sessions. You basically it's basically like a it's like a forum to find Black and Asian people to talk to that are therapists.
Yeah.
So like, I always want to advocate for that, because I don't think people acknowledge or can I don't think people really, really digest how much racial-based trauma influences their identity.
Oh yeah.
If you are white, you're unable to understand it. I get it. I get that. Like, I'm like, do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say fucking different.
I think that is
However,
why
it
it's
needs
very-
to be respected. It needs to be acknowledged, you know?
I think what's very important as well, you know, if you are a Black person, Asian person, if you want someone who is of the same race as you, there is nothing wrong in you asking for that.
But the thing is, at one point, it was like, oh, but why?
Well, why?
I feel bad. Why?
Yeah.
Like, if I want therapy, I want therapy.
Yeah,
Why
it
don't I
doesn't
even go to
matter
that
who it's to come
therapist?
from. But if you really feel that,
Why is that?
But
I
I
wanna
know,
know.
I know that's a conversation you know with Tasha.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
That's
something
true.
else, Tasha.
Stay up next on DM Talks.
Because and you know, I'm sure there are some said non-Black therapists who feel a type of way about that, but it's just point blank, you just will not fucking understand it. you will not understand.
Well, it's like, would you swap places with a black person? No. So
No,
you would never
exactly.
understand what I'm going through.
Yeah, it's like, obviously, if you had the two choices of, okay, let's put two therapists in front of you. I'm going to give you a therapist who is not of your colour, who maybe has not experienced the same things you have in life that you want to address in this room, or I'm going to put someone in front of you who looks like you or resonates, you feel resonated to when you just look at them, you feel seen by them.
Seen.
Yeah,
100%.
You feel seen by them, and you know that when you talk to them, you're probably going to get yeah, I've been through that too. Of course you're going to fucking go with the latter, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, it's no fucking brainer.
Yeah.
And that's for white people too. Like, even saying, if they had a therapist in front of them who had been through some really traumatic thing just as they had.
So let's say...
And then someone who hasn't. You're going to go with them.
Well, let's talk about grief. Let's say if you've got a therapist that is specialised, who has experienced bereavement.
I'm fucking
and
going
you
with
haven't.
her.
Duh. Like, it's not...
It's really not that hard for people to understand. Like, get a bee in their bonnet about why black people want to go to black therapists. Like, it really ain't that
Exactly.
fucking
And maybe I also want to support black people too, because I know how hard it is.
Do you know what I mean?
And like, it's frustrating how that in itself needs an explanation.
Well, no, exactly. It's piss.
Honey,
It's annoying, yeah.
I said what I said. I said what I said. Like, I'm saying it. I'm fucking saying it. Like, honestly, like, when I was 16, you know, like, I literally woke up one day and I was like, I learned the word no. I learned the word no. Ever since that day, I was like, no.
No is my favourite word.
No. That was amazing.
That was harmonised.
Mate, that was fucking sick. But like, no is a full statement. I think I'm actually like quoting Kelechi again. No is a full statement. And
Exactly, yeah. There's no and no. Just straight no.
no and ifs or buts. It's a
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
It's a no from me.
It's a no from me.
You're the weakest link.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. My name's Annie Robertson. Goodbye.
Oh, we're definitely tipsy.
I know, innit? Like, it's quite funny.
Right, what's next, Wagwan?
So, what do you do to help your anger now? Or help your vulnerability now?
Punch the walls. No, joking.
Oh yeah, no, wait, no. What did Cardi B say? I am not promoting violence.
Oh, yeah.
I am not.
I do not promote violence.
That's not even Cardi B's accent, but she's literally on Twitter or Instagram. I mean, like before you guys come for me, I'm not promoting violence. I'm not promoting.
She's fucking queen.
She's fucking
I
hilarious.
think to help my... So what I do now is help my anger.
You know what? Sorry, actually, you know, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to actually take this to Cardi B. I'm taking this to Cardi B, yeah.
Oh, we're
Okay,
going
so
to Cardi B.
Cardi B, yeah. She's a mad woman, yeah. But she's Cardi B. She's a household name, right? But the way that she is allowed to be herself. No, let me take that back.
No, say not be. The way she has taken just being herself and gone, I don't give a fuck if anyone else
and
cares.
people still like her. Do you know what I
and
mean?
the thing is, like, she had a rough road. People were like, what the fuck? Who's this girl trying to be like Nicki Minaj, stuff like that? And she was like, Wagwan, I'm just trying to be me.
But
and lo and behold, now people love her.
But that's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll say now, like, I do not agree with some of the things that Cardi B has said. Whether it's like disrespecting trans women, disrespecting trans people. Like, I remember she made this whole thing about like wanting to disrespect her partner at the time with them getting with a trans person. Like, it was really, really fucked up. I don't agree. I don't agree in that sense. Like, I do not fuck with Cardi B in that way at all. But she is evidence to show that look what happens when you're herself.
Yeah.
Look what happens. Because the world is still listening to she is still being herself. She was on Instagram Live with fucking Bernie.
No, but she went, knock up the camera.
What?
Hi, Uncle Bernie!
Do you know what I mean? Look at what happens when you're yourself. Look,
Uncle Bernie.
if you can take any advice from this podcast, be yourself. Whether that is in rage, whether that is in politics, whether that is in emotion, whatever, be yourself.
110%.
Because look,
There's only one you.
There is only one you, but the thing is, she has been herself consistently and unapologetically. So you see how the world has adapted for her. You see how the world has adapted for her.
Big bottle of water. Because kids as well, it's good to stay hydrated too.
Stay hydrated. But
See what I do to with my anger now.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I ain't been like really. Fuck me! I try to say I haven't been angry in a while. Like I'm probably angry every day, but because something pisses me off in this fucking world. But
you and me both, honey.
you and me both. I think now I'm at a point where I kind of just like have a chat with myself, and I'm like, but does this really affect you, Amber? I sort of like, I'm not like dumb it down, but I dissect it. I say I dissect it, and like, is this something that is going to bother me in like 5 years' time, or is this something that is me being angry at this situation or whatever at hand?
Okay.
Is this really
So
going
you're given
to...
perspective. Is it going to annoy you in 5 years? No.
Am I going to care for it in 5 years? Am I going to care for it in 5 days? Probably not.
Hey, Spirit wants to talk.
His cards
As
are flying.
as I'm talking to Amber right now, I'm just shuffling our card because we're getting ready to Tarot Talks. And Tarot Talks is the segment where I give a tarot reading to my guest.
Yes.
So yeah,
I'm a bit, tarots always scare me. I'm a bit scared of what comes out.
Why though? I do general readings though. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's this like fantasy surrounding tarot or anything that is metaphysical because it's so uncertain. Everyone's like, oh. Like I'm not asking. I'm like you're in power. You're the decider of your fate.
How it goes.
How it goes. Like I'm not being like, oh, let's do this, and I'm not getting a Ouija board out. Do you know what I mean? Like
Get the Ouija.
No, fuck that shit. Honestly, like when I hear friends like people do that, I'm just like, nah, I'm not about it. Fuck that. But whilst I'm shuffling, can you think of a question what you want to ask Spirit? It could be related to anger and vulnerability. It could not. I mean, I hope it does because that's what the podcast is about. But,
I mean, but I'm not very angry anymore.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not very vulnerable.
Honey, you're powerful, innit?
I'm powerful. Stop looking at the camera, bro.
Oh, am I?
God, the visuals.
The visuals. Okay. Tell me. Well, there must have been an insight into our last hour or two of conversation that has made you want to sort of delve in more, explore more, and that's the question that I'm asking.
Oh. I feel like I'm definitely gravitating towards vulnerability.
It's off.
Is it?
Yeah, the camera's gone off. We've gone off.
Oh no, we've lost the good visuals, but that's right. That's fine. It was fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Sort of fiddling. I put a bit lower. I think I'd like. I hope it can pick up on the audio. If not, we've got the podcast.
Can you hold
audio.
these cards as well? The cards, G. Don't worry.
Demons.
They're cards.
Demons in the cards.
No, not even. The thing is, with tarot.
All right, shuffle and talk.
Shuffle and talk. Have you not seen me shuffle the past couple minutes?
I can't shuffle for shit. Oh, she's naked.
She actually isn't. She's wearing a red dress. I'll show you that so people will watch you on YouTube.
I just saw shins. I saw naked.
You got excited, didn't you?
Got me excited.
No, let's get on with it. What kind of question are you feeling? You can hold these ones too.
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
Honey, I want your energy on these cards. I want your energy. Energy. It's a lyric I love. You know, from WizKid and Skepta.
Bad
energy, stay far away.
Make it stay far away. Just give me love for the light. Give me love for the night. No waste no time.
Oh, go on, girl.
Breakfast in bed on the plane. I can never complain.
Hey, my brother.
She don't give me exercise.
Do you know the words? I'm just looking at Amber, but the thing is, she looks like she has a struggle in her eye.
Yeah, I can hear the words.
You can hear it. The thing is, I didn't bother because I know I'm shit.
Yeah, no. I do love Skepta. I love you.
I'll be like, energy far away. Hey.
Hey. What am I going to ask these cards?
What do you want to ask these cards? What? To be fair, I know what I want to ask these cards.
What about me?
Not about you, because I think that's been... That's a bit,
Hashtag rude.
Hashtag rude. Like, what am I trying to drag into you with Spirit? What are you feeling? What do you want to know? What do you want to digest?
Sometimes I ask myself, I know for you and I think a lot of people, sometimes I do always think, is what I'm doing right?
Okay, no fair. Are you
in terms of like grief gang and stuff like that, like, is what I'm doing right?
Okay.
In the sense of
that's completely fair. I think even my my last guest asked the same question.
Yeah, like I
because
know
the thing is, there's so much uncertainty. So like the fact that like we have stability from cards gives us like clarity.
I think there's a lot of uncertainty for me of. Is what I'm doing right? Okay. And
so go
for bitch.
We've asked Spirit if what we're hello these cards are popping out left, right, and centre. Spirit is coming to say their question. I'll tell you that. So hello, Spirit, universe, higher power, spirit guides, ancestors, and everything in between. We are asking Amber if what she's doing is right. Okay, I want you to. Oh, sorry. I want you to. No, I mean you can. Do you want to shut your eyes? Do you want to shut your eyes?
For special effects.
Okay, so basically, I want you to split this deck.
I need to see one.
Yeah. I mean, you have to see that bit. You have to split the deck in any way that you want to, and then choose one card
from the top of it.
What you want to do.
Okay, I've split it.
Are you gonna pick it?
One from each. Or just one?
I mean, you can do.
Oh, give me rules!
Okay, I'll give you one for now.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay. Oh.
I don't know what this means, but
it's kind of mad because the thing is, like, okay, I'll show you the card first.
Did you study all of these cards?
You have to.
Fucking hell.
But that's the thing. The words, you hear me say this so much on this podcast. With tarot, it's so hard because the more I've been studying this for like a year and a half now, maybe it's coming probably closer to 2 years now.
Yeah.
But the more that you learn, the more you recognise that you don't know.
Yeah, well, you're always learning.
It's just like.
Right, go on. What's this one? Four of Pentacles.
So this is the Four of Pentacles. I'm just getting my little booklet out to make sure everything's white. But yeah, the Four of Pentacles. It shows a figure in a very big jacket.
She's like a puffer jacket.
Yeah, she's in a massive puffer jacket.
Red puffer jacket.
She's got skyscrapers in the background.
Looks like New York.
But she also has pentacles surrounding her on her feet, in her chest, and on top of her head. Pentacles resemble coins in tarot, so we're talking about anything external to you, whether it's your ego, your wealth, your health, your career. We're talking about anything that is outside of you, you know? And here in the book, it says, Four of Pentacles says, you've been busy with your balancing act, tightly clutching all your money and material things close in order to help you feel safe and stable. It's been working for a while, but somehow you still need to relax. You might need to give up a little control because all the stress around money isn't making you happy. So
yeah, that's quite true.
Okay, so what was your question? Your question was like, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah, I resonate with it say like letting go of your hold on money. Yeah, definitely. I think definitely right now and definitely these times as well.
Literally after that conversation we just had.
I mean,
that's extra content for you Patreoners.
That was extra tea for you. I think definitely, and what I say about like control, like you've been busy.
It says you might need to give up a little control because all the stress about money isn't making you happy.
Yeah, no, I can feel that. Yeah. I'll wiggle it a bit. Just wiggle the mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, interesting Four of Pentacles. Hey. I'm a very materialistic person anyway, so that's why I can't let go of money.
Why do you think that is? Do you operate...
Because I'm a Taurus. I'm a Taurus straight up.
Yeah, but like...
I enjoy the finer things in life.
Yeah, but it's not just because you're a Taurus. It's because of other things, and the fact that you're a Taurus heightens it. That's how I see horoscopes. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see astrology. We can't just limit ourselves by, I'm a Taurus, that's it.
Oh, no, it is, because I'm a Taurus, that's it. I mean, it's not like I've lived a rich life. I don't live a bougie life.
Okay, this is interesting.
Oh, what, did you pick them?
Yeah, I literally just picked them now.
Oh, well, what me?
They literally just perked out. So yeah, Amber's received the Four of Pentacles, and that is in reflection of how she feels about right now. However, we've also got the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So I'll show you the Nine of Pentacles first. I just get a Pentacles.
Here, I'll do. Your fingers in the way.
The Nine of Pentacles first. This is a lady standing in front of her garden. The bushes are flourishing. She's able to harvest the fruit from... the fruit and the carrots, everything in between that has harvested from this long time achievement. You've also got the Queen of Wands in reverse, right? And the Queen of Wands,
So
it's not. Yeah,
so not to be like that.
They mean different things upside down or not, depending on what tarot deck it is.
Confused. So, we show it like that?
No, we show it like this.
Oh.
So that means this means a completely different meaning. No, it means the same meaning, but in different perspectives.
Right.
So this and this will be different portrayals of it, different perspectives. However, the core is similar.
Same.
The core is consistent. When we look at the Queen of Wands, it's talking about energy, motivation, passion. It's all to do with your spirit self manifesting. However, when we see it upside down, we see it orchestrated in a way that's a bit more aggressive. We see it orchestrated in a way that, okay, so now my passion isn't being viewed as energetic. It's now being viewed as controlling. It's now being viewed as domineering. Do you know what I mean? Those are words that are associated with that type of character.
Yeah.
However, it's a different portrayal of it. So regardless if my intentions are pure, if I'm moving mad, this is showing me.
That very much resonates with current times.
Okay, why so?
With how I've been using the Grief Gang platform. So obviously, just hearing you say what it's like, energetic, motivative, stuff like that.
All of that is with the wands. Anything to do with wands is to do with energy.
Yeah, and then saying, would you say so? Like with the shift in when it's upside down.
Mm-hmm. There's how that encourages you to like look at it as perspectives, I think. Because the thing is, when I see a tarot card, I see a description and it's like, oh, this is the way that I'm portraying it when it's this orientated way. But then on the other side, it's like, oh, is this the way that we orientate it?
I think that very much ties in with right now and how I've been using my voice on the Grief Gang podcast, obviously to speak up about things. And I think there could be very much a small pool of people who originally followed the Grief Gang podcast, obviously for predominantly grief, and may have been a little bit surprised to see me being so vocal about present times. So I can see sort of why that fits in of perceived to be aggressive regardless of your intention.
Because like sort of like energy that's been manifested and like how can we use that to fuel our best hopes, our best desires. Do you know what I mean? I think the fact that you've got 9 of Pentacles here also suggests that you're even though it's a long-term gain, it's gonna bring you the best of joy. Like I've said this in a podcast before, like this card in another deck of mine is orchestrated as a black Barbie. And she's literally living life. She's there. She knows herself. She's iridescent. She's a baddie. She's literally been working so much. She's been guarding all her things. And now everything's flourishing. Everything's flourishing. Everything is literally like... I'm trying to like record this both ways. But like everything is literally flourishing. And I just think like that is so like powerful.
Yeah.
So you asked if you were on the right path. But I took 2 cards out to sort of... determine like what's the story being told, right? So from the 4 of Pentacles we can sort of see someone operating from a space of scarcity, right? Regardless of Okay, and actually, no, this ties into each other. So we've got Pentacles, right? And that's all to do with our Earth, right? You're a Taurus, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's nice because it's like the Taurus that wants the finer things in life. So you see the Nine of Pentacles, you see the Queen of Wands. Whenever you see a court card, which is like Queen, King, all of that, it's like showing a characteristic of... like a personality type.
Yeah.
So the fact that you like the finer things of life is really being sort of shown in this spread.
Yeah.
However, it also encourages you to level down, and it also encourages you to go down to earth. In relation to anger and vulnerability, I guess that sort of is encouraging you to maybe go outside, check these spaces that are sort of pure and filled with such clear intention that you can sort of rehabilitate yourself. I only say that because all the Pentacles is upside down, right?
Yeah.
Pentacles. So if we got the Four of Pentacles, we've got a Nine of Pentacles, it's like things that are going up in life. But then it stops by the Queen being reversed, right?
Yeah.
So that means as soon as we master the Queen element of ourselves, then we're going to be flourishing. Because you see a gradual incline, you know, you see a gradual person.
So these two cards are essentially gradually...
Yeah, I think that's like personal development,
stuff like that.
Because you can't have you can never be the Nine of Pentacles without the Four of Pentacles.
Right.
You can never be this person. I want to show the screen now. You can never be this person without this person.
Yeah.
You can never be her because the thing is, she has 9 now, but she did have 4.
She
did have 4, and you see
started from the bottom, now started from the bottom, now the whole team fucking here.
But you even seen the cards, like look, like all of those coins, all those pentacles are so close to her chest.
Yeah, she's
operating
harboring
from
them.
a place of scarcity because she is not. She doesn't realize that the experience, the opportunities are at her fingertips. So that's why she's holding onto them so closely.
Yeah.
Like it said in the book, you might need to give up a little control because the stress about money isn't making us happy.
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking about money in that like card right now, but money in reflection to wealth could be anything. Like the Nine of Pentacles, you see a woman completely different to the Four of Pentacles because the woman is now surrounded by nature.
Yeah,
she's
true.
surrounded by greenery.
It's a different wealth.
Exactly.
It's a different wealth.
It's a different wealth. It's completely different wealth, and it's your choice now on how you're gonna aspire to that wealth. So for the Queen of Pentacles, it says the Queen is sorry, I cannot
Queen
today.
of Pentacles or Wand?
Pentacle. Oh, sorry. The Nine of Pentacles. Sorry. Everything is wine and roses right now, and you can only get comfortable and enjoy it. You've made smart decisions, managed your time and money wisely, and now you can sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Treat yourself to something decadent. You've truly earned it. So it tells you that your blessings are going to arrive to you.
Yes, okay.
I think it might arrive to you a bit longer just because Pentacles is all to do with earth. So if you think about putting a plant into the ground, it's going to take exactly. It takes a while to flourish. It takes a while to do. So hang in there.
Yeah.
Keep being persistent. Have that drive, because as soon as you've orchestrated the level of motivation that you have in you, it's innate. You know, you're a queen. That's why it's shown up here. You're able to sort of use that power for your own greatest good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a lot of things resonate in that. Yeah, this more. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles definitely, in terms of just enjoy the fruits of your labor.
And recognize those fruits of your labor. Like it's not necessarily like it's not into a literal sense of my plant has just grown. It is also to do with like the fact that we are so blessed right now. We have our sense of clarity, we have our safe space, we have supportive people around us that makes us it just makes us more rich than we actually we are. We are so fortunate, and I think that's also something to take with this episode, really.
Yeah, no, I like that.
I might put another card, I'm not gonna lie. I'm in the mood of things. I'm in the mood.
Go on, I'll give it one more wiggle.
Okay, so So, got 2 hours.
2 hours.
Jesus.
You got 2 hours of us, darlings.
So, Spirit, I just want clarification. Sorry, I just want clarification for the card that we just pulled. What's the last bit of advice that you want to give to us on this story that you've told us, really? Ooh. Oh.
Going for that one?
I feel like I have to reckon, but the thing is, okay, you know what? I'm going to put it back in.
Yeah,
right?
see if it comes out again.
If it comes out again, then we have a story.
Sarah, your shuffling game is naff.
My shuffling game is all normally quite good. Maybe it is because I've had one glass of wine. I'm a bit like, ooh.
Oh, Sarah, have a day off.
I know.
I'm dropping everything.
I am. But it's all right. It's all right. Spirit.
Oh, Sarah, nah, you've got to pack it in.
No.
The spirit is saying you're moving mad.
No, Spirit's all right. Spirit loves me.
Spirit's Gucci.
Spirit loves me, and that's why I'm always blessed. Like, Spirit, it appreciates me.
I am blessed. I am blessed.
Okay, so please can I have clarification, Spirit?
Ooh. Why do you pick it, not me?
I mean, you can.
Oh, all right, go on. You didn't know. Well, you fucking did it now, haven't you? You fucking go and pick the card now. No, you can't put it back in the deck. You can't put it back in the deck.
I mean, do you want to...
No, go on, you go.
You know what? You
go.
shuffle.
I can't shuffle. I can't shuffle for shit.
Oh, so look at it. Look at this. Look at someone being like, wah, you're shuffling whack, you're shuffling shit. But as soon as I ask her, I can't say shit.
Can't do it. Can't do it, hands.
Okay, whatever.
Go on.
Okay.
Go with it.
I got the Ace of Cups in reverse.
How do you know it's reversed?
Because it's upside down.
But how is it upside down?
So the Ace of Cups is literally at the top.
How do you know it's the top?
Because it says Ace of Cups here, and that's the top. So
Why can't it be
because there's a hovering hand showing you a cup, right? Yeah. But if it's so this writing here will literally be upside down.
But it's not upside down.
But it is upside down because I can't read it straight.
What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, what is the... But I can read it like that.
Yeah, but can you, you can probably read it like this as well, Ace of Cups, but you can read it like... It's not as clear as if you read it like this.
You've lost me.
Nah. Oh my God. Okay, so basically...
I knew this would happen when we get to the tower.
No, okay, so you see this card, yeah? You see this card, right? There's a cup with water in it, and it's all pouring out, yeah? Right?
Yeah, but it's upside down.
It's upside down, so that means all the water's pouring out. Get it?
No, I'm lost still. But
okay.
No. But when I turn it like this...
It's all overflowing.
Same difference, pouring out and flowing.
Okay, let's get into it. So, let's get into it.
People are going to be like, oh, fucking hell.
Ace of Cups. Cups, right? Cups is to do with emotions, your feelings. It's to do with anything on an emotional realm, right? It's governed by the heart. It's governed by water. Water is fluid. When we see the Ace of Cups, we see an offer of love, whether that's internal or external. We see an offering, hence why the hand is given to us, sort of a hand is offering something. A hand is going like this, right? And the thing is, there's a cup here and it's literally overflowing with love. Literally the water's pouring out of it to show you how boundless this love is, how this water is infinity. Like, there's so much creativity there. There's so much intuition there. However, when it's upside down, all the water is lost. All the water is gone. So now I'm trying to search for love in other places. Now I'm trying to search in love. No, people love you, but it's like, do you love yourself enough to make the choices that are going to benefit you?
Oh.
Exactly. Because the thing is, we're looking at pentacles, wands. Pentacles is all to do with the earth and how it's going to be on the physical plane of life. Right. However, wands is to do with the motivation, the energy surrounding it. So when you've got cups, to talking about emotional, it suggests that without this clarity within our emotional realm, without the intention of our emotional sort of like you said, we were doing these things, we created these podcasts for ourselves, right? We created, that was our emotional factor, right? And now it's got the physical the physical plane, the physical experience of it is the fact that there's a podcast, the fact that people are messaging us for help, messaging us for abundance, messaging us for clarity or messaging us for support. Like, people are grateful for it. However, the motivation, the Queen of Wands, was the driving factor of it.
That, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, when we look at motivation, motivation can come about at anything. So that's why we need to make sure the motivation is, I guess, being harnessed in a creative way, in a safe way. Because the thing is, I could be motivated, but I could also...
You could be motivated by, I think that goes in well, don't be motivated by the wrong thing.
Exactly.
Don't be motivated by followers.
Exactly. Social media, clout, money, all of that stuff.
Boil it down to your core reason as to why you started.
Exactly.
That resonates well, because it's very easy in a world of social media to get wrapped up in, how am I reaching as many people?
Yeah, is this my impression? Oh my God.
This and that. When no, just boil it down to why I began in the first place, and that will always be the motivating factor.
Exactly. And I think, like, throughout this, we started off this tarot reading asking if you're in the right place, asking you the right time, and like the Four of Pentacles says yes, but also you have a way to go, because you're maybe operating from a place of lack, or maybe operating from a place of scarcity. But Nine of Pentacles is on the horizon. It's going to come to you. The Queen of Wands reminds you of who you are, your core values, what are your motivations, what are your beliefs in doing what you do. Because the Ace of Cups is that sort of it's sort of that food for thought. It's that sort of indication of, right, at emotional level, how is this serving me? Is it disregarding me? Is it making me feel deflated? I know those are both experiences that we have faced, whether it's us feeling anger or us feeling vulnerability. But even in the past month, like, it's been so hard trying to organize a podcast day when I'm annoyed and when I'm angry. Do you know what I mean?
You're not in the right place.
So, like, it's holding space for you. It's sort of holding time for you to also rebirth and renew, and that's really reflective in water. Even with water and vitality, it's sort of suggesting that reflection comes from don't get me wrong, reflection is internal. Reflection is internal, but reflection is fucking fluid. There's some days where we're like, oh, we fucking get it. There's some days that we're not. And I think that's sort of the same with anger and vulnerability. Like, even now, like, me and you had so many things that we wanted to talk about that we probably didn't even reach in this podcast. Because one, we can talk for fucking ages.
I ain't got enough time.
And two, like, we're coming from a place of we're fighting for more. We want more.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing of we don't want to... Not say don't want to look back, because I think there's power in looking back and acknowledging what's happened to us. But I think for us, it's now we've done. That's good. It's now we want to look forward, and I was just thinking about all the people asking, what have you been through, this and that, and shit like that. Like, don't pay attention to what's happened to me. Pay attention to what you can do for me. Yeah. What you can do for me.
Your action now in this present moment.
There's no well and good us, I don't want to say wallowing, but reflecting on the past. Of course.
If it isn't going to better us tomorrow.
If it isn't going to better it, if it isn't going to better, there is no point I just sitting there going, oh, well, that was shit, wasn't it? Unless you're going to do something about it to make sure that never happens again.
That's all right. Oh, wow. Because we've really been through it. We've really gone through it.
Well, we do some shit.
I guess.
We've got 7% on the laptop, so.
No, well, there you go. Like, it's coming to an end, isn't
it? We've got to go on, but the laptop says no.
Well, I guess this brings us to our last segment, which is the direct message. It's fine. I'm here. I'll let you know.
What did I say earlier?
I don't know, but you can think of it again.
Oh, no, I remember. Go on, go for it.
Your direct message is what you want to leave listeners on? What do you want to leave listeners on?
I would like to leave. Let me have a little sippy sip. One, drink water.
Stay hydrated. Oh my God, stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated all the time. Gives you good skin, good insides. Makes you shit too. It's great. As we said
the followers
earlier,
just drops down since this episode.
I'm
like, joking.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
We're multifaceted. I need to show you all sides of me, innit?
And me and all, I think if my viewers listening, they're going to be like, what the fuck?
I love it though.
To be fair, I think they know this is me anyway. I would like to leave with you as your direct message, as your DM, always be true to yourself. Mm-hmm. And as cliche as it is, always be true to yourself. From 2 women here today who I believe we have always been nothing but true to ourselves and true to our characteristics and true to our beliefs, true to our moral compass. Trust me when I say no one can fucking touch you, get to you, berate you when you are nothing but true to yourself. And that's not to say you don't feel things and that things will make you upset, but basically what I'm saying is you know your source when you're true to yourself. And in whatever it is you do, this is obviously me talking from a place of where I run a platform and I run a podcast, and I am unapologetically me. But you don't have to just have a podcast or a page to be unapologetically you. You can be unapologetically you in your everyday life, in your working environment, and whoever doesn't like that unapologetically you, then they've done you an easy job, because you can discard them out of your life. Because, I mean, from someone who lost a mum at age too young, life really is too short to be nothing but you and live for you.
That was beautiful, man. That was deep. I was just in my feelings like, wow. I guess my direct message is try... Like, what I'm about to say is going to be hard for some, yeah? It's going to be hard for some. But I guess it's that whole thing of, like, don't be intimidated of being vulnerable. Like, I'm fortunate enough to be surrounded by such supportive, genuine people, like my soul family, that I'm able to communicate my feelings. But at the end of the day, regardless of if they were there or not, I need to take ownership, I need to take responsibility, and I need to take strength from the fact that I can be vulnerable on my own. Yeah. I can, whether that's me writing in my journal, whether that's me going to therapy, whether that's me, I don't know, just going for a walk to myself, like I am allowed the space to show that vulnerability, and there is strength in vulnerability. Don't let anybody tell you nothing, because I mean, I can't lie to you. I probably was the person when I was younger being like, say that shit to your pillow. You do not cry in front of anyone, rah, rah, rah. Like, you know what? I just piped up on some dumb shit that I internalized. Yeah. Most likely. Yeah. But now, in my 23 years of age, in my strength and in my power, there is nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Be yourself, be your whole self, be able to be sad, be able to cry. Crying is not just because you're upset. Crying is a release, man. Yeah, crying is such release. Yeah. Like, damn straight. Like, I think when human beings, specifically black women, can acknowledge that and recognize that they are human too. They can be themselves. They can cry and not feel bad. They can cry and not feel guilt. They can cry and not feel hurt. Like, well, no, I mean, you might feel hurt, but in the sense of like the fact that we are constantly ashamed or disregarded for showing something that is so innate to us as a human being, that I think it's really important just to mention and shout and reclaim again, because there's so much strength and vulnerability. Like, you'll learn so much about yourself in that soft space. Yeah, big time. Be so... Actually, another DM direct message.
Girl, we got 5%, so you best...
Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself when you're vulnerable. Be kind. Be so generous, be so loving, that being vulnerable is actually, like, enjoyable. Because the thing is, like, I've been depressed before, right? And I've been depressed now. But when I'm depressed now, I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat this meal. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be... I'm going to be my fucking best friend because I allow my space to be vulnerable. And I'll finish on that. Boom! Wow. It's been a minute, innit?
It's been a minute.
Okay, well, before we are rudely interrupted by the computer...
Yeah, it's going to fucking say, bye!
Can you tell... all the listeners, where can they find you? Where can they get you?
You want to know where I So you can find me at on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I'm more predominantly active on Instagram, and you will find me by searching in at the Grief Gang. If you don't know how to spell, you need to go back to school. I'm not going to spell it out for you because, for fuck's sake, you should know how to spell that. At the Grief Gang. Thank you.
Or Google.
Or Google how to spell. I'm not your mother.
Amber.
And you will find me there, and you will find not just me, you will find an incredible grief community. If that is something you are searching for, you will find support, you will find love, you will find really heart-hitting stories, but above all, you will find some really, truly fucking empowering people there who I love to talk to and amplify. And you can find my podcast too on Apple, Spotify, by yet again
on all major
podcasting platforms, from at the Grief Gang as well. And that is me.
Thank you so much for coming on, Amber. Like, it's so funny because, like, I've seen
you better say the thank yous. We've got 4%.
Mate, I've had so much fun with you. I hope these listeners have had too.
Oh, I hope they listen to the 2 hours because it's golden.
Mate, we might have to make a part 1 or a part 2.
I think we're going to have part 1, part 2.
So, if you listen to this, if there's a part 1, it's part 1. You get to know. 2. But no, thank you so much, Amber. Like, I think me and you, we do that genuine flow. We're besties. We chat shit.
We chat shit for
we
breakfast.
also will fucking fight you if you're rude to us. We're cute. Do you know what I mean? Get involved. Thank you so much. I have been your host, Sarah. Check out fucking all the other episodes, mate. I'm just gassed.
One, isn't it? Check
Just check them out, innit? Check me out, dm.talks at Instagram, or I'm also for my personal Instagram at dm.snaps_. Thank you very much, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.